The Story King presents. When the weakest wolf in the pack collapsed at the Alpha King's feet, everyone expected her execution. What he did instead changed their world forever. The scent of blood hung thick in the winter air. Kira's vision blurred as she stumbled through the snow, her legs trembling beneath her weight. Every breath felt like shards of glass piercing her lungs. The transformation had gone wrong, terribly, devastatingly wrong, and now her bones felt like they were splintering from the inside out. "It hurts," she whispered to no one, her voice lost in the howling wind that swept through the Blackstone Mountains. I can't move." Her knees buckled. The forest floor rushed up to meet her, and Kira collapsed face first into the frozen earth, her fingers clawing uselessly at the snow. Pain radiated through every nerve ending, white-hot and unrelenting. She wanted to scream, but even that small mercy was denied her. Her throat had closed up, her vocal cords paralyzed by whatever was happening inside her body. "This is how I die," she thought distantly. "Alone, broken, just like they always said I would." The sound of footsteps crunching through snow made her remaining eye flutter open, the other had swollen shut from her fall. Through her fractured vision, she saw boots. Expensive leather boots that only one wolf in the entire North wore. Alpha King Damien Blackstone. Terror shot through her pain-racked body. Of all the ways to die, being discovered by him in this pathetic state was perhaps the worst. The Alpha King was legendary for his brutality, his absolute intolerance for weakness. Just last month, he'd banished 3 wolves from the pack for failing to complete their training. Banishment in winter meant certain death, and here she was, Kira Thornwood, the packless orphan, the wolf who'd failed her first transformation at 16 and had been struggling to shift properly ever since. The weakest link, the embarrassment. "Please," she managed to sob, the word barely audible. "Please, just make it quick." She waited for the killing blow, for his claws to end her suffering. Pack law was clear. Wolves who couldn't transform were liabilities. They endangered everyone. Better to cut the weakness out before it spread. But the killing blow never came. Instead, she felt strong arms slide beneath her broken body, lifting her as though she weighed nothing at all. The movement sent fresh waves of agony crashing through her, and this time, she did scream, a raw, animal sound of pure suffering. "I know," a deep voice rumbled above her, unexpectedly gentle. "I know it hurts. Stay with me." Kira's mind reeled. The Alpha King was carrying her. It made no sense. She forced her working eye open and found herself staring up at a face carved from granite and shadow. Damien Blackstone was devastating even in her pain-harsed state, sharp cheekbones, a strong jaw dark with stubble, and eyes like molten silver that seemed to see straight through to her soul. Those eyes weren't cold now. They were focused, intense, and something else she couldn't quite name. "The pack house is too far," he muttered, more to himself than to her. "My cabin. 3 minutes." He began to move, his long strides eating up the distance while somehow keeping her as steady as possible. Even so, each step jostled her damaged body. Kira bit down on her lip hard enough to draw blood, trying not to scream again. She didn't want to seem even weaker than she already was. "Don't do that," Damien said sharply, glancing down at her. "Don't hold it in. Scream if you need to. There's no shame in acknowledging pain." The words were so unexpected that Kira forgot her agony for a moment. Alpha King Damien Blackstone, the wolf who'd reportedly killed his own father in a challenge match, was giving her permission to show weakness. True to his word, they reached a cabin in minutes, a sturdy structure of dark wood and stone that sat apart from the main pack settlement. He kicked the door open and carried her straight to a large bed covered in furs, laying her down with surprising care. "It hurts," Kira sobbed again, the pain reaching a new crescendo. Her spine arched off the bed as something inside her shifted wrongly. "I can't move. I can't. Something's broken. Something's wrong with me." "Nothing is wrong with you," Damien said firmly, already moving around the cabin with purpose. He grabbed supplies from various shelves, bottles, cloths, what looked like medical equipment. Your wolf is trying to emerge, but she's trapped. The transformation is incomplete, stuck halfway. It's rare, but I've seen it before. Then you know, Kira gasped, tears streaming down her face. You know it's fatal. He paused, his back to her, shoulders tensing beneath his dark shirt. When he turned around, his expression was unreadable. It can be fatal, if left untreated, but I'm not going to let that happen. Why? The question escaped her before she could stop it. Why would you help me? I'm nobody. I'm weak. I can't even shift properly. I'm. Your pack, Damien interrupted, moving back to her side. His silver eyes pinned her in place. And you're not weak. Do you know what I was doing out there tonight, Kira? She blinked, surprised he knew her name. No, I was tracking you. He began mixing ingredients in a bowl, herbs, liquids, something that glowed faintly blue. I've been watching you for 3 months now. Every failed transformation, every moment of pain you've endured while the others laughed. Do you know what I saw? Kira couldn't speak, could barely breathe. I saw a wolf who got back up every single time, Damien continued, his voice low and intense. Who endured more pain in one session than most wolves face in a lifetime. Who never quit, never gave up, even when she had every reason to. That's not weakness, Kira. That's the strongest thing I've ever witnessed. The words hit her like a physical blow, so different from everything she'd ever been told about herself. But the transformation is going to work this time, he said firmly. Because I'm going to help you through it. This, he held up the bowl of glowing mixture, is ancient medicine from my bloodline. It will ease your wolf forward, help the transformation complete. But I need your permission. It's going to hurt worse before it gets better. And I need to, he paused, jaw tightening. I need to guide your wolf through it. Physically, I don't understand. Damien set the bowl down and knelt beside the bed, bringing himself to her eye level. My alpha command can help control your shift, but I'll need to maintain physical contact throughout. My hands on your spine, your shoulders. Skin-to-skin contact amplifies the connection. It's intimate, and I won't do it without your explicit consent. Kira's mind spun. The Alpha King was asking her permission, offering to save her life in the most personal way possible. Everyone will talk, she whispered. If they find out, let them talk. His eyes flashed with something dangerous. Anyone who has a problem with me helping my pack member can take it up with me directly. I promise you, those conversations will be very short. Despite everything, Kira felt the corner of her mouth twitch. Was the terrifying Alpha King trying to make her smile? Why do you really care? She asked softly, needing to understand. Damien was quiet for a long moment. When he spoke, his voice was rough with emotion. Because I know what it's like to be seen as broken. My father tried to beat the weakness out of me for years because I wouldn't hurt innocent pack members on his command. He called it mercy, called it softness, said it would be my downfall. His silver eyes met hers. But strength isn't about how much pain you can inflict, Kira. It's about how much you can endure and still choose kindness. Still choose to get back up. You've shown more true strength than anyone in this pack. Kira's heart hammered in her chest. She thought about her options. Continue in agony, likely die within the hour, or trust the most powerful wolf in the territory with her life and body. It was the easiest decision she'd ever made. Help me, she whispered. Please. Damien's expression softened with relief. He helped her drink the glowing mixture first. It tasted like moonlight and honey and wild storms. Warmth spread through her chest, and for the first time in hours, the pain dulled slightly. That's it, Damien murmured, setting the empty bowl aside. Now, I'm going to help you sit up. This will hurt. It did. It hurt terribly, but his hands were gentle as he maneuvered her into position, then moved behind her on the bed. She felt him push her hair aside, felt his fingers settle against her bare shoulders. When had he removed her torn shirt? He must have while she was lost in pain, and then his alpha command rolled through the room like thunder. "Submit to your wolf," he commanded, but somehow it felt like an invitation rather than an order. "Let her come forward. I've got you. You're safe." Kira felt her wolf stir, tentative and frightened. She'd been stuck for so long, trapped in the in-between, but now with the alpha's power surrounding them both, she began to move. The pain returned with a vengeance. Kira screamed, her back arching, but Damien's hands were there, pressing against her spine at specific points, guiding the transformation with centuries of knowledge in his bloodline. His alpha power wrapped around her like a protective shield, and she felt her wolf respond to him in a way she never had to anyone else. "Trust," her wolf seemed to whisper. "Trust him. That's it." Damien's voice was rough against her ear, his chest pressed against her back now for maximum contact. "You're doing perfectly. Let her come. Don't fight it." Bones shifted, reshaped. The pain was indescribable, but somehow bearable because he was there, his power and presence anchoring her to reality. Time lost meaning. It could have been minutes or hours, Kira couldn't tell, but suddenly, snap, everything clicked into place. Her wolf surged forward completely, the transformation finishing in a rush of power that left Kira gasping. She felt whole for the first time in her life, complete, her wolf settling into her soul like she'd finally come home. When Damien finally released her, she collapsed forward onto her hands, paws. No, hands again. The transformation had completed and reversed, leaving her in her human form but changed, stronger. "Whole, you did it," Damien said, and she could hear the smile in his voice. "Kira, you did it." She turned to look at him, tears streaming down her face, but these were different tears. Joy, relief, wonder. "I felt her," she whispered. "My wolf. She's perfect." "She is," Damien agreed softly. He reached out and gently wiped away her tears with his thumb, the gesture so tender it made her heart ache. "Just like you." They stayed like that for a moment, the Alpha King and the wolf everyone had called broken, and Kira felt something shift between them. Something that had nothing to do with transformations and everything to do with the way he was looking at her, like she was precious, valuable, worth saving. "What happens now?" she asked quietly. Damien's expression turned serious. "Now, you rest, heal, and tomorrow, you train with me personally. I'm going to make sure your wolf stays strong, that you never have to feel that trapped again." His eyes flashed with protective fire. "And anyone who has a problem with it will answer to me." Kira believed him. As she drifted off to sleep in the Alpha King's cabin, wrapped in his furs and protected by his power, she thought about how this night had started, with pain, fear, and the certainty of death. And how it was ending, with hope, strength, and the unexpected tenderness of a king who'd seen her worth when no one else had. Some bonds aren't chosen by logic. They're forged in pain, sealed in trust, and proven in the moments when one's soul refuses to let another break. Thank you for reading. For more powerful stories of forbidden bonds and unexpected love, subscribe to The Story King, where every tale leaves you breathless.